It's easily one of the most talked about shows of the year. It's also the most Emmy nominated as well. More nominations than any other show for the year. And as I'm catching up on shows from earlier in 2024 that I missed, it is time to finally talk about Shogun. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for Shogun. This is streaming on Hulu, and what's nice about this is they did the week-by-week rollout for this one, which kept it in the conversation a bit longer. You know, I prefer that to when they dump all the episodes at once. Sure, it gets a lot of buzz for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then boom, it's on to the next show. But with something like this, people were anticipating the next episode, really looking forward to it. And, it really did not disappoint many people. I heard nothing but positive things about it. So I said, now that the Emmy nominations are out, I have to sit down with Shogun and give it a look. So we're going to talk about all this here in just a moment. But first, let me welcome you back to Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews on the channel, and just about every day I post something new. So there's always a lot to check out. With that in mind, please consider subscribing, click that like button, and comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. Look at the playlist on the homepage as well. That will streamline your experience a little bit, if you're more interested in the TV stuff or the movie stuff or what have you. So, all right, so this has been nominated 25 times at the Emmys this year, more than any other show. Now, if you're talking just the primetime Emmys, which focuses on the acting, writing, directing, and the overall show, it only has 8 nominations there, which I think is tied for 3rd place. I know The Bear got more than that, and at least one other show. But in any event, for the overall, when you count the Creative Arts Emmys as well, which includes all of the more technical aspects of a show, then far and away Shogun is your winner for nominations this year with 25. It is also only the second foreign language show ever to be nominated for Best Drama of the Year, following up Squid Game, which was Korean. The bulk of this show is in Japanese. There is some English. I'm not sure if there's Portuguese or not either. I think that was maybe a bone of contention with some people that were kind of focused on the language of it. But this is based on the popular novel from the 70s, which was itself already turned into a miniseries in 1980. But now, look, they've got the technology to make this look amazing, and it certainly does. So we'll talk about that. But essentially, the premise is we're in 1600 here, and this show follows 2 men, strong in will, who are colliding from different worlds. John Blackthorne, who is an English sailor, played by Cosmo Jarvis. He is known to the Japanese as the Anjin, or pilot. And then you also have Lord Toranaga, played by Hiroyuki Sanada, who is nominated for his performance here for Best Actor in a Drama. He is a Lord of Kanto, and that's one of the 5 regents ruling Japan on the behalf of the late Taiko's heir. So there's an heir that is too young, so 5 different factions basically are coming together to kind of fight for that power. But this show mainly is focusing on these 2 guys and their collective. So as this is a mainly Japanese-based show, I didn't recognize really anybody else except for Nestor Carbonell, who you might know from Lost. He has those beautiful, beautiful, like, eyes. It looked like he's wearing eyeliner all the time, but no, those are his normal, beautiful eyes. He was on Suddenly Susan as well in the 90s, that Brooke Shields sitcom, if you remember that. But I know him most from Lost. He was always a standout on that show. So I recognized him. He's not a, full-time member of the cast. He's not in every episode, but he appears from time to time, and he is in the pilot. So look, what is there to say about this show that probably hasn't been said already? I mean, it's got the Emmy nominations. It's got a 99% score for the entire season on Rotten Tomatoes. That is no easy feat. For me, I think this is basically this year's The Last of Us. Last year we had an amazing show in The Last of Us on HBO. It was based on a previous work that I really had minimal knowledge about. I knew it was a popular video game. I knew sort of the maybe basics. And Shogun, same thing. I mean, I was aware of its existence. I knew that it was a very popular sort of. I don't know if I knew that it was a book first or the miniseries first or whatever, but I knew it was a popular work. So when this came about, I thought, okay, cool. But this is not the kind of thing that I'm normally drawn to. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, although I did watch House of the Dragon, a couple episodes of that to review it, and I enjoyed it okay. But so, for me, this seems like kind of this year's The Last of Us. It's a show that kind of hit the ground running. Everybody was talking about how amazing it was. And with that weekly rollout, people really got to, dive in and dissect these episodes as they went. And the Emmy nominations kind of prove that this is this year's Last of Us, because I think last year that may have been the most Emmy nominated show. I'm not sure. But in any event, look, all of these things are warranted. This is a stunner of a show. I will admit, because most of it's subtitled, I did get a little bit lost from time to time, and I ended up watching the like YouTube recap videos that somebody had put up, just kind of reinforcing, okay, here's exactly what happened in this episode, here's what this guy's looking for, whatever. Just because, when I'm looking at the subtitles, sometimes I'm not paying attention to the rest of the screen and what have you. So I will say, this thing is layered and it is dense with story. So it may be something that you want to watch multiple times, or kind of get that primer afterwards from a recap video or something. Because I will admit, I had to do that for the few episodes I watched. But look, this one is a winner all the way around. It looks phenomenal. I mean, I don't know what the budget was on this thing. Obviously TV budgets usually are smaller than movie budgets, but then you do have something like The Rings of Power that Amazon famously dumped, hundreds of millions of dollars into for season 1. I think this is probably a similar case. I mean, just everything about the look of this screams, big budget blockbuster movie. They spared no expense with that, and it shows, from the costumes to the set design to, all of the extras and the fight choreography, and just everything in that regard is working. And then the acting too, I can see why this got nominated for several of the acting awards. So other than the lead actor, Hiroyuki Sanada, which I mentioned, the other, I think there's 3 people nominated for Emmys for acting in this. You have the 4 people total, because you've got the lead actress, Anna Saiwai, and I apologize if I'm butchering these names, and then 2 for the supporting actor category, Takahiro Hira and Tananobu Asano. And look, I mean, everybody was great in this show, so I can definitely see that. I thought the American guy was good too. He could have gotten a nomination, sort of a co-nomination for Best Actor. I would say, this is mainly a two-hander between those two guys, but certainly the supporting cast, well, and the lead female as well too, but, the supporting cast very large as well. So, look, this thing is firing on all cylinders. It has already been renewed for seasons 2 and 3. So obviously, FX and Hulu loving the response that they're getting on this. I really have no notes for this show. I mean, it necessarily is not my cup of tea. And with that in mind, I'm not even sure if I'll finish the season, or maybe wait till the other seasons have dropped and then watch, all of them kind of concurrently. Maybe I will do that. But this is easily one of the best shows of the year. I've only given 1 A so far in television this year, and that was for the Netflix series Baby Reindeer, which also got a lot of love from the Emmys. But I leave Shogun with an A as well. Boy, oh boy. I mean, they really poured their heart and soul into this show, and it shows in every scene. All right, thank you for watching Dan Reviews It. I'll see you next time.